Hey, Planeswalkers, how you doing? This is Mint Alpha Lotus here, welcoming you to the arena for yet another premier draft. I'll be streaming for a couple hours on both YouTube and Twitch, and hopefully we get some interesting cards that we can build some fun decks around. I just tried the Win a Box event for the weekend, and that went very interestingly. I'll be posting that video probably later this evening or maybe tomorrow. And I'm definitely, I think, going to give that another try. But yeah, stay tuned to see how that went. All right, so if you like what I do, please like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, we're going to be launching right into a draft here really, really quickly. See what we get from our packs. Yeah, I've definitely been enjoying Edge of Eternities. It's hard because coming on the heels of something like Final Fantasy, which was unbelievably fantastic format, it's really hard to match up to something like that. All right, what do we got? All right, the Sledge class siege ship is okay. I wouldn't say it's amazing. Godmaw is fantastic, however. I think I will probably try first picking that and see where we end up. There's also some other great stuff in that pack, but I don't think anything else matches up to Godmaw. That is a potentially game-ending card. Wish we would have got a slightly better rare. That rare reminds me of the Summoner's Grimoire a little bit from Final Fantasy, where it kind of like it can work, but I'm not that sold on spacecraft either way. Weapons manufacturing pretty much completely unplayable. There's a Close Encounters, which is a good card. Shattered Wings, the Ice Cave Crasher is good as well. Let's just take the removal and kind of continue to cut off green a little bit here. The Hardlight Containment is all right. The Voidborn is a very good card. Use Social Engineering, also absolutely fantastic. I think we may just speculate on that. As much as I would like to take the Voidborn, I'm not sure that we're going to end up in Golgari, so I feel like probably just continuing to take green will send signals that that's a little bit more cut off. The Ice Cave Crasher is a really, really good card. And the fact that we got past the Voidborn, I'm not sure what would have been taken out of this pack, but yeah. There's it's a Starfighter Pilot's also a really good card as well. But I think for us that is the best card. A Cathedral of War. That's definitely a card. The Eulogist is okay, can be okay. Tragic Trajectory is a fantastic card. I mean, do we maybe I don't know. Mouth of the Storm also really, really good. Like Tragic Trajectory is probably a little bit better. And the Eulogist, I don't know. We don't have any +1/+1 synergies. Let's go with that. An Emissary Escort. Okay. That's kind of nuts. Drix Fake Maker is good. I mean, a Depressurize here now, or maybe even the Scrap Bot. I mean, the Scrap Bot works well. I feel like maybe taking the removal probably a little bit better. I don't understand why this got passed along. That can be an amazing card. It's really odd. But anyway, let's just take the cheap effective removal. Now a Relic. Black and green a little bit cut off, so maybe we'll take the Crasher. I mean, there were quite a few Crashers going around. Don't really see playing any of this. Those black cards are not great, but yeah, blue seems like it's got a few good cards. Crasher clearly, wow, okay, the Might. That is a very mighty Might. The Might can have incredible synergies with both like +1/+1 tokens and yeah, a few other things. Stinger, not a great card in my opinion. I think Might is an amazing early drop, and the fact that we're getting a pick 7 feels like a really good sign. And there's nothing here at all. So maybe we just take the best white card and see where that leads us. I mean, a Radiant Strike is fantastic. There's the Cloud Sculpt Technician's also great, but let's do this. And I mean, maybe we move out of black depending on what we see in the next few packs. Next up is the wheel, so we'll see what came back around from our first pack. Some interesting names. The Grab Pack Monos is a good card. Pangolin also great in an artifacts deck. I don't know. I mean, maybe we just take the Stinger. It's not an amazing card or anything like that, but I don't really know if we're meant to be in black, and I don't find that to, like, the Grab Pack Monos don't find to be an amazing card anyway. Like, clearly we're in green. We've picked a lot of green, and we have some quite solid green cards. Here, I don't know. I mean, maybe we even pick the whale here, as bizarre as that is. I don't really foresee playing anything else. The whale is a good card. Let's put that in the sideboard. Lost in Space is great. I mean, we're a little bit open still in our second color, so depending on what we open in our next packs, we can see exactly where maybe we end up. Like, the Might has great synergies with white because you can add a bunch of +1/+1 counters to it. It has great synergies with blue, which maybe transform it into a larger creature. Like the Gene Morph Imago works amazingly with Hemosambic Might. Well, we'll grab the Thaw... Oh, no, let's grab the Decode Transmissions. That's, I think, more playable. Wow, okay, I'll take a Sweeper. Actually, I'll put that right in the deck. Haliya! That's a fantastic card. Meteor Crater, completely unplayable. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe, like, Haliya is an absolutely killer card. And we try to maybe shift into white. The All Faith Stalker is also amazing. There's the Depressurize. Nothing fantastic in green here. Pull Through the Weft is not something that I'm really hyped to play. But maybe we see what white brings us. I mean, it's the best, like, All Faith Stalker is also amazing, but this is the best card in the pack for sure. And, yeah. I mean, the warp ability on it is amazing. Let's maybe see where white leads us. So green-white means we are definitely going to want to try to pick up some counters. Some things that, you know, play +1/+1 counters. Having the Eulogist in that situation might have been a little bit better, but, you know, we're already doing okay. I mean, we've got 3, 5, 6, 7 playables, which after one pack is not that bad, and if we move into white, we have 9. Starbreach Whale, probably blue is probably not our place, but we'll see. The Entropic Battlecruiser is not great. The Wedgelight Rammer is not fantastic either, in my opinion. The Eumidian Terrabotanist can be okay. Thawbringer, not great. Don't really know what to pick here. I mean, the Terrabotanist being a 2/3, it makes it, you know, a decent card. And, I mean, there is some synergy with the Haliya in terms of trying to get, you know, 3 life in a turn in order to draw a card. So that might be all right. Mechan Navigator is fantastic as well. I don't know. Let's take the Terrabotanist and see where that leads us. Seam Rip is a fantastic card, and the Rescue Skiff is also amazing. Focus Fire. Dockworker Drone is great. Diplomatic Relations. Drix Fatemaker, also good. This pack is absolutely stacked. Okay, so we're probably not going to play black in that case. The question is, what do I want to play? I don't know if I want to go, like, too solidly high. Meltstrider's Resolve is actually pretty decent as well. Maybe we go for the removal? How are we doing for creatures? I don't know. We're kind of even here, so... Like, I think stuff is going to wheel. Oh, yes. That's fantastic. Wow. A Tirapact Intimidator. That's amazing. So, yeah, the Night Luminary is a great card. Again, especially with Haliya. If you warp in Haliya and warp this in, then you get your card. Like, you can do that third turn. And you only have one body on the ground when it's all over, but at least you get your card. So I think that is probably a good way to go. Another Weft, which is not where we want to be. Wow, Memnon. I guess nobody's in Izzet, are they? Sammy's Curiosity is something that I feel like is very pickable. Probably the best thing here. The Flight Deck Coordinator can be all right. And again, especially with Haliya, but it's not something I want to pick that early, whereas like... Again, Sammy's Curiosity, you can play Haliya and this on turn 2 and draw a card. And you get a lander token. That's yeah, some nice synergy there. Maybe the Worm, again, to get a bit of life, to draw some cards. It's not a bad card. And you can play it on turn 2. Felgrav Ship would be great if we were in black, which we are not. Black seems really open, especially going this way. The Savior is clearly going to be the thing we want to do. The Chrome Companion, I'm not, yeah, I mean, it's definitely filler. We need some more 3-drops, so that's definitely good. Wow. Mutinous Massacre, that's bonkers this late. Probably just the Sky Stinger here. It's not a great card, but it does work well as a defender. And if we want to try to get up to Glacier Godmaw, then we're going to need something to help us get there, I feel like. Fungal Colossus here, probably. I mean, it looks like we're only going to have 2 differently named lands, but playing it for 5 is probably all right. Starport Security can be okay too, but I think we need a few more things in the upper tiers. The Breacher, let's just rear draft here. I'll take the Battle Cruiser, because I'm not going to play that Reacher. The Seam Rip Wield, wow, okay. I mean, I'll play that. Yep, definitely play that. It's a nice early game play. We'll throw the Shattered Wings in the sideboard, and then, yeah. Not interesting. Wow. Okay, Servandum. Do I want to splash a black for Servandum? I feel like I probably could. That is amazing. Siege Ship Agrarian, though. I mean, I may as well just play that. That is a fantastic pickup. As much as I would like a Servandum in this deck, I feel like the Siege Ship Agrarian is going to serve us a lot better. There's another Sammy's Curiosity, which would be very exciting with that wheels. Okay. Elegy Acolyte. Wow. I really wish I had been in black. And a Voidforged Titan. There's nothing I want to play here. Edge Rover can be okay, but I don't know. I'm going to toss this in the sideboard as well. Totally rare draft there. That is just too... Oh my goodness. Yeah, I should have stuck in black. I absolutely should have stuck in black. These things are... everything that's being passed here is amazing. The Umbra Collar Zealot would have been incredible. I've just been playing so much Orzhov lately that I feel like I didn't want to do another Orzhov draft. Black-white would have been great here. Even black-green would have been good, I think. But yeah, let's take the Radiant Strike. That's ×2 now. Another Terra Pact Intimidator getting passed. Do we just take another Melt Strider's Resolve? I feel like probably don't see the need to... Oh, oh no, I'm not in black. Yeah, let's take that as another fight spell. I feel like we've got enough big creatures that could make a difference. Another Seam Rip, but I think we're going to take the Night Luminary, because again, we can play that on 2. And Haliya is going to absolutely help us drawing cards and stuff. Another Night Luminary. I don't know. I mean, I could probably play as many as this game keeps giving me. I don't... wow, Corral of the Void. Was nobody in black at all? What is going on? Corral of the Void is incredible. Oh, well. I guess I didn't read the signs. Pack 1 was another depressurized. Wow. And there's nothing else here for us. I'm going to take the really good black card. Meltstrider's Gear is not good, so definitely not going to take that. We'll play this as a 3-drop. I'm going to have to make a cut, so... Nothing here. So we'll just grab something. Yeah, it can be, like, with Pack 1, it can definitely be hard to read the signs. And then when we started moving into white instead of black, it was, I mean, Haliya had a big influence on that, I feel like, but yeah, it could very well have been that the right way to go was, I'm not going to play another Flight Deck Coordinator, so we'll throw that in there. We'll put the Colossus in here because none of that is playable. Let's... Yeah, put a Sweeper and a Melt Strider's Gear. Okay, so, I mean, this is pretty easy. We have one cut we need to make. We have a lot of Night Luminaries, but I feel like because we can play them so early on, they're more like a 2-drop anyway, which is all right. Yeah, so I mean, we can be going very, very wide here, that's for sure, with your social engineering, with all these Night Luminaries. I don't really see the need to try to splash a black card. I mean, we've got a Godmaw as a finisher. The Fungal Colossus presents a really, really good endgame threat. Going wide can be a possibility. The Siege Ship Agrarian can be an ender as well, and even the Ice Cave Crasher can potentially round out games. We have a bit of removal. We've got the Sweeper in order to tap the Flight Deck Coordinator, I guess, which, you know, that kind of works. We don't have a lot of flyers. But, I mean, maybe what we try to do is hold out until we can get enough mana. If we can get to, like, 4 land, then I think that's good. And we do have quite a few fight spells and such in order to try to get there. I mean, Night Luminaries is going to be played very early, which then we can use Close Encounter with those in order to deal a bit of damage. The Melt Strider's Resolve will help us make good blockers and remove stuff. We've also got Seam Rip to remove, like, small stuff. And we've got ways to draw a little bit of a few cards. Sky Stinger is actually good against flyers. I guess Sky Stinger with a Melt Strider's Resolve on it becomes slightly nuts. Yeah, the question is, what do we cut out of here, though? That's the real question. Like, I almost just want to cut the flight deck coordinator, but I do feel like we really should probably try to cut something out of here. Like, maybe we just cut one of the night luminaries and call that a day. It's not really what I want to do, but playing 3 of them is probably a little bit challenging. This is a pretty high-end curve, 3.2. It's not brutal, I guess. Again, there are quite a few things we can play at a lower... like we can play use social engineering on turn 2 and get a 2/2 colorless robot artifact. There's a lot of stuff here we can play on 2. So that might be awkward. We do have a few 2-drops. We've got some 1-drops. Yeah, let's give this a try, shall we? Man, yeah, I really want to try a game where I play an Elegy Acolyte. That would have been... Yeah, I should have stayed in... should have stayed in black. I mean, I already had some, like, really good black stuff. I feel like black was flowing like water by the time we got to pack 3. But, you know, you never know. Did we check our land? I think we did, didn't we? 14 green. Okay, so yeah, we definitely need more green. And, how about this? We do have, yeah, double greens. We don't have any double whites. So this seems way safer, especially because, you know, Sammy's Curiosity, we can get a lander token down and try to, we can pull out white mana. So we only ever need 1, really, unless we get multiple white spells that we're trying to play in a turn. Yeah, I mean, I think this is totally acceptable. Let's see where this goes. All right, we're on the play with an absolutely fine hand. There's nothing wrong with this. Yep, we can play Wormwall Sweeper turn 2, use Social Engineering or Sky Stinger on turn 3. This is a great curve. I mean, there are no planes, but there is also nothing white in my hand, so we'll see how this goes. The Might and the Sweeper together will work wonders. All right, we're already getting in for 1. Yeah, I feel like maybe this is the play. I do want to draw into some white land, so... Night Luminary, yep, that's a good one. Yeah, here I think, rather than play these social engineering, I want to, get some stuff online here. You only need to station it for 4, right? Yep. Nothing from opponent. All right. Not what I was expecting. Alright, opponent's got priority on something. Let's attack all. And the next turn we can potentially just play the social engineering. Yep, Night Luminary. It's a good play. Alright, and opponent scoops. Yeah, that might is absolutely fantastic. I mean, we had a unbelievable draw there that we curved out. We just kind of ran opponent over. We couldn't have asked for better. Nice little deck. A lot of stuff to do. Yeah, the Ice Cave Crasher, I think, was what we wanted to get down there. And next turn, we had some trample coming in. So that's all right. Yeah, opponents on the play, so I don't know. I think this is all right. We can play Sammy's Curiosity early. You can play everything in the hand. We'll get a lander. Drew into another land, which is great. So let's play this. Get 2 life, get a lander. Next turn, Night Luminary. If opponent plays something smaller this turn, no, unfortunately, can't do much about that. But we can play another Night Luminary, I guess. Oh, actually, maybe the Flight Deck Coordinator is a nice play now. Pressures opponent a little bit. Yeah, I mean, opponent's now got to play something to the board, so that's all right. Kanazoa is pretty good. Yeah, that will tap. He's going to get in for 2. Kind of wild, but that's fine. Get back in. Oh, Hull Carver. I sense a very good target for our seam rip. Yep, that is fantastic. Now we can... I mean, this Alfarial is not, I don't really foresee it as being a huge issue. Maybe we just use our lander token. And that is an instance, so we'll hold that up. And we gain 2 life, right, yeah. Excellent. Flight Deck Coordinator has already paid off. That's not a card that I see paying off a whole lot. All right, Monoist. Not a bad play. What do we want here? Let's maybe go get a Plains. Stinger. Yeah, I think we just want to attack with the Flight Deck Coordinator, maybe. If opponent wants to double trade, I mean, I guess not really a double trade, but If they want to let that get through, that's okay. Yep. All right. So take a lot. Now the question is, I think we just play a crasher to the board. Not in any real hurry to beat down opponent's creatures at this point, because they're not presenting a whole lot of damage to us. So the close encounter and Radiant Strike can be... Alright. Opponent played a multi-land, that's cool. Alright, let's try to get in for 7. Grav kill is fine. Yeah, that's all right. Okay. And we are falling behind in land quite a bit, but I mean, we have a pretty solid board presence. This turn, if he attacks without Ferial, we can always... oh, nice. That's a really nice play. That is an artifact. Okay. Beginning of your end step of a permanent... Okay, so we... I think we just want to get rid of that immediately. And, I think we can probably just hold up here. Next turn, we can always play down the Colossus. He also has the Mechanozoa, which he can play. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I think we just do this. If he wants to block, if Alfariel wants to block a token, then we're going to get in for 4, which puts him at 9. And the Grav Pack Monos will trade with the Night Luminary, which I think is also okay. No, he gets a robot out of that, doesn't he? Yeah. So, not the best trade in the world. Let's just attack with the Flight Deck Coordinator. See what he wants to do. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, then go this way. Skittermaw, good play. Yeah, let's get down something big. Alright, opponent is holding us off fairly effectively currently. He's not going to play anything. Let's do this. Here, I think we just want to warp. We're pretty wide now. I think I am going to attack all. Just want to try to clear the opponent's board state off and get in for as much as we can. I'm fully well expecting to get an eject or something on that Colossus. Lost in space, yep. Yeah, let's put it on the top. We're in an okay position. Probably not our most effective turn, but oh well. Get the Fungal Colossus down again next turn. I mean, we are definitely winning the life race, but opponent does have a lot of cards in hand. Oh, double bounce. Is he going to go for... Oh, wow. That's absolutely not what I would have ever expected. Interesting. All right, I think here we just go for a big play. There we go. Alright, opponent's got a timeline color they can bring out as well, but it is going to take them some life to do it. Another Hull Carver. Great play. And a Perigee Beckoner. Nice. Yeah, we've got a lot of very heavy stuff that we can play now, but I do want to try to get down some big stuff. Yep. Here I think we just hold back, potentially. Yeah, we'll just hold back. If we can play the Siege Ship Agrarian and get our Sweeper out or something like that, we can start going off with that. That would be incredible play. Yeah, Mechanozoa is going to tap down my Colossus, predictably. Yep. Yep, station his ship. Alright, let's do this. We're going to start having some trouble in the air from opponent, but we do have a lot of removal still. Nice, another Titan, wow. Assume that means he must have some sort of removal. And board state is a little bit stalled here. Yeah, that's a good play. Absolutely fantastic play by opponent. Opponent is definitely starting to pull ahead a bit here. And there goes some of my better cards. Wow. Yeah, that's not going to help me. Yeah, opponent is very big now. It's fairly wide and quite tall, and I am on a clock, and I'm going to start getting milled to death here. This is not a good situation, because he can mill potentially the last few cards that I have in my deck that allow me to be able to deal with the stuff that he's got. There's a very grindy matchup. We had the lead in the beginning, but opponent has definitely... Oh my goodness, another Mechanozoa, which he can warp back again next turn. This is going to start getting very bad. Yeah, I mean, we're on 3 turns essentially just from the cards in the deck. Skittermaw is going to keep getting bigger. Land is not helpful. Mechanozoa comes back into play this turn and taps something else down, which I assume will be the Stinger. Seven cards left in deck. Land does not do it. We have left in the deck not a lot. I mean, we've got the Godmaw, which could close out the game if that's something that we draw. Alright, we'll have to see. I mean, it would have been nice if the Agrarian could have gotten us a few lander tokens. There's the Godmaw. One off of it. That's classic. And there's the Radiant Strike, which would have saved us. Now what do we have left? Just a Melt Strider's Resolve and some land. Yeah, we've got 2 cards left. Another Alefarial. See what we draw here. I mean, the Melt Strider's Resolve is not really going to save us anyway. And we drew the land. So the last card in the deck is the Melt Strider's Resolve. Well, that was a good game. Very grindy. But, yeah. Drawing 4 or 5 land in a row, that's very challenging. Alrighty. 1-1. That game feels like it should have probably been won, but yeah, we just didn't draw the cards there, unfortunately. Especially not once the opponent started gaining some momentum and we really started slowing down. We just dirtled and dirtled and dirtled. We couldn't break through, and then the cards that we started drawing were just worse and worse and worse. So yeah, our momentum petered out. It's too bad. We had like a very strong momentum in the beginning of the game, but you just never know what you're going to draw. I'm first here with a hand that is going to be a little challenging. I mean, basically everything here gets played on turn... Well, I guess turn 2 for the... Yeah, let's try this. Next turn we play the Sweeper. After that, I think we just play the Germinating Worm and crew the Sweeper. Opponent's on black. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I definitely don't want to throw the Godmaw in the graveyard. Okay, so this is going to be weird. We play use social engineering. Yeah, we warp this in. Then we play the land to get a robot. Then we play the might. Then we station with the might to give that. And then we do this. And then we attack for 2. Interesting turn. Yeah, Starfighter Pilot is a fantastic play. He's going to get quite a bit of value off of that. All right. Well, we saw that coming. I think this turn we just do this. Yeah, the worm, we can play it next turn, but yeah, getting the life from it is fantastic, since we had nothing else to do this turn. And after that, potentially... Oh, I guess we can play social engineering, but it might be better to play it, yeah, once we... like, not on turn 5, once we have another land to play out. Battle Cruiser is a good play. Oh, wow. Fantastic. Okay. We do have to be a little careful here, because we definitely don't want to lose our Godmaw. But, I mean, unless opponent starts playing something a little better... he's about to get run over if he's not careful. Like, he's going to have to do something about that worm. And the sweeper is also a serious threat. Okay, yep. That is, okay, is that... Oh, I see. He's going to, yep, Embrace Oblivion, which then kills another one of my creatures, but that's fine. And I think that's just game. Oh, my, right. Yep, never mind. That was a mistake. That was a very big mistake. Okay, well, let's play this out. Yeah, so Thera is still a bit of a mystery to me. Unfortunately. Is he going to station the battle cruiser? No, he's going to soak up my dude. Yep. And then station the battle cruiser. Yeah, of course. and attack for 3 and make me discard. Oh man, yeah, I should have just sacrificed the robot. That was so bad. All right. That is not what I would call hopeful. If opponent doesn't have removal, then, I mean, we're looking okay next turn, I feel like. But that Godmaw has got to untap. And even then, we're not in the greatest situation in the world. Yeah, okay. Well, there goes my guy. Wow, that was such a mistake. Night Luminary to go wide. Good move. An opponent. Alright. What does this give? It gives haste and +1/+1 and vigilance. Don't know that that's going to get me out of this necessarily. Yeah, I feel like probably going this way is the way to go. We'll blow that lander token. Ooh, skin of my neck from a punt to managing to pull that off. That was good. I think if opponent had attacked with the battlecruiser, it would have been very troublesome for me. Let's say that was close, but those close games are pretty fun. I mean, if opponent had had some removal for that Godmaw, there's no hope of winning that. 2 wins. Let's go for 3. Well, we've had, like, really good draws so far this draft, so I can't complain about that. Opponent's in silver. He must be doing quite well. I mean, this is not fantastic. But, like, it's definitely not a good curve, but there's good land here. I've got Meltstrider's Resolve that I can potentially use for something. Close Encounter. We can warp in the Night Luminary, and then Close Encounter works well with that. And play that. Squadron Ace, a good play. Yep. And unfortunately, all we have to match that is, yep. So opponent's going to get in for 2. He's definitely taking the initiative here. Sky Stinger next turn, though, will definitely help. Relic's a great play. Draw a card. I'll take it. More land. All right. Well, Sky Stinger is the play here. May as well get in for 1. Opponent not gonna focus fire my token, I would assume. If he's got a focus fire, then that's fine. Yep. Definitely don't mind having a focus fire used. Oh, nice. Warp that in for planes. Ooh, that's a good play. Yep. Doesn't have the mana, though, unfortunately, so, alright, let's just keep playing to the board. It's kind of odd that opponent didn't play... Yeah, there we go. I think we'll just exile a land, because we have plenty of land. I mean, next turn we can even just potentially play that land. Titan. Yep. Yeah, this is about to get a little bit grindy, I feel like. He's got another focus fire. Nope, I'll just trade. Alright, more land. Not really what I wanted to see. He's an elemental, right? Yeah, okay. Well, we'll play out our tapped land. And we'll hold up. If opponent attacks with Titan, we will Radiant Strike that to get some life back. The Angel is, I mean, it's a great target, but I feel like we can probably actually deal with that at some point. Okay. Two cards in hand for opponent. Does he have some sort of counterspell? Nope, he does not. Good. Gain 3 life. Night Luminary is a good play. Just going to warp it in, so the board state's going to be stalled. Yep. None of that stuff can get through my my 1/1 tokens. Sweeper. All right. No, we do not want those, so thank goodness I played that. The question here is, do I just start kind of trying to crew this thing? And I think the answer might be yes, possibly. Yeah, I think, let's just do one. And then we'll pass turn. Yeah, drawing 2 more land would have been an end of this game. Like that would have been absolutely it. I've got to try to get something down. I mean, we're both at very high life totals, but yeah, I mean, I need that Starfield Shepherd off the board, which means I've got to get close encounters into play to remove that. Can't have that continuing to attack me. another resolve. Okay. All right. That puts us in a bit of a better position, though still I wouldn't say it's fantastic. Not really caring that much about blocking, so I'm going to have to take 4 this turn. Right, opponent's going to go for land. They're definitely pulling ahead in creatures. Yeah, if we had lost those 2 turns where we drew land, we would have absolutely fallen behind. I mean, drawing these fight spells is not particularly advantageous either. Okay, he's going to tap me down for quite a while. Draw another card. So planes in hand. Yep, out comes the Night Luminary. Absolutely going to need something a little bit better than land here if we have any hope at all. That's technically land. Man. I mean, I have this horrible feeling we're going to draw a bit more land still. I think we have to, as bonkers as this is, kill yet another token here. I think we probably should blow that lander token and try to thin the deck out a little bit. Would love to keep it, but we've got to start making some progress here. I mean, opponent's about to hit me for 7, so I'm... Oh, man. Yep, that's pulling way ahead here. That's a fantastic... Yeah. Okay, so this is pretty much over, I think. Go get some land and pray that we don't draw land next turn. Agrarian. Wow. Okay. So, Agrarian. Play land. Yeah, 5/6 flyer is going to be nothing to sniff at either. Let's do this to station this. Go get another land. Pass turn. All right. Agrarian was a good play. That was definitely a good draw. That puts us back in the game. Yep, he's got enough to station that thing. I can't really. Okay, what do we draw here that wins us the game is the question. That's very helpful. Yep. We don't have enough pressure to make opponent chump yet, but they can potentially only get in for 2, depending on what they draw. Yeah, I guess opponent's also on a bit of a clock. But they do have a few chumpers, which is good for them. So they can block for 8, but it will remove their entire board state to do it. Let's see what opponent wants to do here. All right. Yep, 7. That totally wipes them. And now we play this. Gain some life. You know, again, we're not in like the greatest state, but we thinned our deck out a lot. There's not much land left in it. 4 land. Honor Knight Captain, yep. Ooh, that's nice. Yep, so we play her down. Just in case opponent has like a focus fire or something, I think I'm gonna play this now. Opponent has something to destroy tap creatures, then we're good with that. Yep. Gain our life. Draw a card. Yep, but we don't have a lot of land left. But if we draw land next turn, then this is going to be devastating. No, well, that's not land, but let's get that out. Yeah, we can play the worm and then attack all. This is absolutely ridiculous. That is a completely devastating turn. Gain 2 life, 3 life. Go get a land. I don't know if opponent has an instant cast sweeper. That is game. All right, gold tier 2, nice. Well, I definitely can't complain about this deck. It's been all right. 3-1, that's cool. Let's see what we have in Mastery here. There's nothing that interesting. The seed chip probably... no. Let's just go for the Turbodrum. He's a great card in an artifact. An artifact. Oh, we have 2 of these. Oh. And we'll also get the Shieldmate. Actually, we'll get the Timeline Color. Timeline Color is great in a white-black aggressive deck. Alright, let's go for another game. That game got a little grindy as well, but in the end we managed to pull it out. The Godmaw definitely ends games. This is not much of a hand, I feel like. Wow, there is not a lot going on here. This is going to be pretty slow, but I mean, we can play Curiosity and Terrabotanist. It's not fantastic, but it's got all the land we'll ever need. Which means we'll probably draw 4 more. Red, okay. Yeah, let's get this out. It's a bit stronger than playing the Luminary for 1/1 token. Plus we can potentially start gaining a little bit of life here. Yep, that's a good play. Let's just work this in. No sense attacking. Chrome Companion, that's not that strong. Okay. Man, yeah, I'm fine with that. I will attack on that. Another Chrome Companion. Okay. Wow, Godmaw already, eh? So that's 5. I think we'll just hold up here. If opponent doesn't do anything, we can... oh, I guess we can just destroy those artifact creatures. Seems like quite a waste, but I feel like it would be a much better use to yeah, to use a Radiant Strike on something a little more relevant. Okay. That's fine. mean, if that's opponent's turns, I'm totally happy with that. Now, with them being on Rakdos, they probably have, like, quite a bit of removal. So, not sure if Godmaw will stay down, but we'll see. I mean, it's almost worthwhile removing the Zookeeper Mechan, really. Using premium removal on it seems a little bit crazy, but we can start getting in. I'm going to do that. All right, that's great. Get in for one. Four, five, 6, 7. Yeah, I mean, if we draw another land next turn, like we'll blow that lander token this turn. If we draw another land, then wow, yeah, that Godmaw is going to be pretty fantastic. Okay. We have enough to strike and to blow our lander token. So let's go get another plains. I mean, opponent has a handful of cards. The plains. You know what? I'm going to do this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. There we go. Well, that worked out. Okay. That was definitely table turning. Now, I mean, I'm sure opponent has some premium removal for that. Absolutely he does. No question. But, yeah, I mean, now we're looking a little bit better. There was no question in my mind that that was, yeah. That was the case. Kind of nuts that we're still drawing land. Let's get in for 2. Yeah, all right. Have 8 land left in the deck. I think I'm just gonna blow the lander token. I mean, if we get something like our Siege Ship Agrarian, it's not going to be particularly useful. But, you know, that is how it goes. Or are you social engineering? Same thing. Of course. That's pretty classic. Oh well. Yeah, I didn't want to be drawing any more land. I mean, there still are 7 land left in the deck. Honestly, here I feel like maybe we just attack with the Night Luminary as well. I'm kind of sick and tired of him gaining life off of these dogs. Yep. Okay. First strike. Nice. All right, we'll take 2. You social engineering just like a toned down chocobo racetrack, essentially. It's really not that great of a trick, but, well. Alright, coordinator's cool. Let's attack in with everything. See if opponent's got some more tricks. I'm sure he probably does. I mean, the nice thing about these kind of puny cards is that, I mean, even if he's playing tricks on my... Yep. On these little guys, it doesn't really have an enormous impact. Just kind of ends up burning through cards to kill some nameless 2/2s, 1/1s. Yeah, I probably should have been applying that pressure a lot earlier with my Knight Captain. That's interesting. Yeah, we can pick up a land and drop it again to get another creature. So we'll attack with everything. I'm sure he's got another trick for my coordinator. But, you know, we're just grinding him down. Grinding, grinding, grinding. This is lethal, so he's got to do something. I like the name, EeyoreTheGravetide. That's awesome. I'm not sure what opponents got in their hand that, like, they haven't been able to play for 7 mana. They have 3 cards. That's kind of nuts. Is their deck just dogs and tricks? That would be kind of cool. Okay. So, I mean, now even if they play the Rakdos Wrath and grab all of our creatures, then, you know, it's definitely not good, but, opponent explodes. I mean, maybe that's what they had in their hand, the Mutiny card. Could have been, and, I mean, that ends games, but, Yeah, again, I mean, we probably should have been a little more aggressive and attacking him with the Knight Captain. The our Godmaw really ended that game. And the fact they had an answer for it was like fantastic for them, but you know, by the same token, we I mean, we did so much damage to them, it was absolutely ridiculous. Kind of surprised they didn't chump, but I guess if they had chumped, then that was kind of game over as well. Yeah, I mean, the Godmaw, like, drawing that land when we already had the Godmaw, that was devastating. Okay, so I go first with a hand that is really not very playable. I think I'm going to toss this back. I really can't keep that. This is fantastic. I'm going to keep it. We do play Hemosembic Might. I mean, I've got to toss the Godmaw back. Everything else is just too good to play early game. Might first, and then... Do we wait to turn 3 to play Haliya? I think, probably. Oh, that's nice. Opponent said hello. Let's wave at them. I love that one. Yeah, I think if we wait till turn 3 to warp in Haliya and warp in the Night Luminary and draw a card, I mean, that's really strong. Feather Blade, that's a little dirtly, but that's okay. I mean, we're going to be having a bit of a slow time of it as well, but that's all right. Now, the question is, does opponent have removal for this? And the question is, should we just attack first? Because there's literally no benefit to playing that stuff out. Nope. I mean, it doesn't look like opponent has anything super relevant. This is incredibly strong. Awesome. Those warp animations are just nuts. Next turn we get Haliya onto the ground, I think. Yeah, let's do that. This, and then draw another card with Sammy's Curiosity. Attack for another one. Yeah, opponent's going to equip that Filter Blade. No? Okay, cool. Draw 3, or draw 1 card from the life we gained. Skittermaw. Nice. Okay. All right, here we close encounter. I want to get rid of that. You know what? Here I think we attack with everything. Opponent probably has a focus fire, I'm going to say. Nope. Good. Yep. All right. Yep, they're going to get the blade. We are going to get another card. Oh no, we're not going to get another card. Oh, never mind. Well, we're going to get some life though. And that's alright. Yeah, I mean, next turn we can use the Radiant Strike to get some life. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. So there we go. We'll just try that. Yeah, I mean, getting in for one more I don't think is overly effective. Does opponent have a 0 point him? No? Okay. That's a nice card though. Hmm. So we've got 6. Which is not quite what we want. The opponent's holding us off fairly effectively here, I must say. Kudos to them on that. I'm going to attack with 2 of these guys. Then we're going to bring in the Luminary. And then Meltstrider's Resolve. Yep. To get rid of that guy. Well, Haliya has definitely put us ahead in the life race, but I mean, that could all come to an end pretty quickly. Let's see if this works. Okay, Squire's Light Bright Blade. Yeah. Alright, that's fine. It was a good play on opponent's part. But are they running out of tricks is the question. Yeah, if we draw another land, we can get out multiple creatures, gain enough life to gain another card. Should be quite nice. Starfield Shepherd. Just warped in? That's odd. That's definitely a weird play. Not what I was expecting. Okay, I see. Yep. Silencer, alright. Yep, can it definitely attach that. That's quite strong. Alright, here we go. I mean, we are absolutely digging for our Godmaw. Godmaw will end this game in a heartbeat. We're at 37 life. Opponent's at 14. And you can pass the turn on that. It's not a Godmaw. What do we have in our deck still? I mean, a lot of our strongest creatures, I feel like, are still in our deck, so... To pressurize, that is a good play. But we have got a lot of value from Haliya, let's say. I definitely can't be that upset. Yeah, Squire's Lightblade is not amazing. Alright, that's fine. Another land. Well, I mean, opponent's going to be able to really hurt us in the air. I'm kind of surprised they put the boosters on that creature, the Starport Security, and he can't move it this turn. Yeah, this turn we are going to blow our lander token because I want to thin this deck out. Cannot be drawing any more land. I've got to get something here. I mean, that's something. It's not useful. Yeah, let's try getting in for 3. Please block. Please block. I'll take that. I'll take that trade any day. Nope. Alright. One gets in. Or I get in for 3. Opponent's only at 11 now. But, I mean, they have a lot of potential damage in the air. The boosters could be on the Virulent Silencer, which would, I mean, I honestly feel like that would be the best move. I wouldn't even be able to block it. Yeah. Yep, opponent's gonna tap down my Sky Stinger. Alright. Still have a lot of time left to be able to break through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The opponent's got 1 blocker, and we have just stupefying amounts of damage here. I mean, I think we just do this. We spread this all out. Why don't we do this? Because he's unlikely to block that. We'll get 2 more life. I suspect he's going to, yeah, tap the Sky Stinger, or block the Sky Stinger. 6, 9, 10. I mean, unless he has a board wipe, don't foresee him being able to block everything. And that's game. We just went a little too wide, and opponent got a bit too crazy with their attacks. But that's how it goes sometimes. Well, we've definitely had some fantastic games today. This draft has been great. All right. Is opponent going to attack in is the question. We have 7 attackers to their 4 defenders. Not sure what opponent's left to do here. Attack for 10. Yeah, good game. GG's. Yeah, they should have moved the boosters over to the virulent silencer some time ago and could have been attacking in every turn. I could have died to infect. I mean, it would have been a significant amount. Another land. All right. Well, there we go. Let's just spread this out. Don't think it really matters. Fantastic. All right. That was great. Oh, that puts us up into gold 1. So we're getting close to platinum on our quest to get to mythic. That's going to be exciting. I'm not convinced we can get to mythic this season, but maybe next. I mean, generally we like the thing I used to do, I'd try to get to platinum because once you hit platinum, it does get really, really grindy. But my win rates for draft tend to be pretty decent. I mean, this is 5-1. So there's a really good chance that this will go 7-0 or 7, I guess 7, let's say. So that's cool. There's about, 10-15 minutes left in the stream. So I just wanted to kind of go through some of the cards I got this week. I did go to another live event at my local game store, which is Rinx's Rec Room. It's a fantastic little place, really cool people. And I find, I don't know what your experience is with local game stores, but I find they can definitely be pretty hit and miss. You need the right dynamic of people and people who are kind of on the same wavelength as you. But yeah, I played in a draft. There was 5 of us playing. It's a small game store, and I like it kind of small and intimate like that. It's pretty chill. You get to know everybody, and very casual games, which is fun. So we, passed around our packs. I'll show you some of the stuff I got. It's nothing fantastic, nothing spectacular. Oh yes, let's go to here we go. All right, here we go. So this is my card cam. I definitely need a better solution for this. So I'm continuing to work. It's my second week of streaming. Not everything is perfect. As you may have noticed, things do tend to improve like week by week. I try to pull stuff together every week to make things a little better. So I got a blast zone, which is cool. The art on these cards, I'm really in love with them. Even the ones that aren't particularly useful cards, it's really cool seeing, the art on them. Sacred Foundry, which is awesome. I play 4 of those in my historic deck here on Arena, so it's kind of cool to get one in real life. That's now my second land from this set. Also got Biotech Specialist, which is an incredible Gruul card. I had one of those in a draft, and man, I ended up really running roughshod all over that draft. Like a 1/3 for 2 mana, already fantastic, and then the fact it creates a lander token, and then every time you sacrifice an artifact, it does 2 damage to the opponent. That's pretty OP. I really like playing Gruul if you can get a couple of Biotech Specialists down on the board. Now, I did get 2 of these, but I did play one of them in the deck that I was playing, the Corral of the Void, which we saw one of these go by in our draft today. And again, I really wish I had been playing black because there were some absolutely incredible black cards that got passed. But yeah, that was it was really fun. In the physical draft that I played this week, I only got to use this maybe twice, but it completely ended the game. It is absolutely devastating. The fact that it brings back a creature that's tapped and attacking is pretty amazing. And so my deck is still sleeved from draft. So there's the other one. To have 2 of them, really cool. Again, if you're playing somebody in a constructed environment and they have a creatureless deck, then this thing is not going to be particularly effective. And you also really need a deck where you can continue to trigger Void, but my deck had a ton of synergy in it. I could potentially even show you like all the cards in it, but I also got a Sunset Saboteur. So I've played 2 sealed events, and I've played a draft now in person, and every time I have managed to get a Sunset Saboteur, which is kind of cool. In these 3 events, I've managed to get 2 Siriemas, which, again, great. I didn't even have any legendary creatures in this deck, but I played it because it is a removal target, and it's actually a fairly decent ship on its own. Like, the fact that it's 3 mana casting cost means you can actually get it down, and to get a 5/5 flyer for, 7 station is not that bad. Again, I'm not really that sold on spacecraft because I find so many of them are just like an absolute trap. If you have to spend a ton of time stationing, it's one of those things where like it's only effective if you're already ahead. And if you're already ahead, I mean, increasing that gap can be fantastic, but it can also be a little bit challenging as well. And I've managed to get 2 Beyond the Quiets in these 3 events as well. Those are fantastic. I played one of those and won a game just by completely annihilating my opponent's board state. I'm really surprised that in Digital Draft, I have not had that many sweepers played against me because there are like 7 in this format. It's kind of nuts to think that there are that many, but there you have it. So let's take a look at the rest of the deck. It was kind of cool. Faller's Faithful, fantastic card. Again, another quasi removal. Like, I find I play this card when I'm about to beat the opponent anyway, because if they draw cards, it doesn't really matter. Especially if they're tapped out or something like that. It's a great way to remove maybe a potential blocker in order to free up a board state that's kind of kludged up a little bit. And that's amazing. One of my top end cards was the Dawn Strike Vanguard. That is awesome. That was the other reason I was playing the Siriema, and I had another ship in here as well. But having an outlet to be able to tap creatures is great. Vote Out, fantastic removal. What to say about that? I mean, you can potentially cast that for 0 mana. If you're wide enough, it's something you can cast very effectively. Night Luminary is just such a good common, man. Like, again, I mean, I just drafted 3 of them, and I probably should have even been playing 3 of them. But what do you do? I needed to drop some 4-drops. I mean, technically you can play it as a 2-drop, but I've seen games where I've got 2 or 3 of these sort of 4 casting cost cards in exile, or 1 or 2, and then another 4 casting cost card in my hand, and it just becomes a little bit untenable. I'm really up on Timeline Color. When the set first came out, I didn't really think of it very highly, but it is an amazing little card that can kind of come out of nowhere, especially if you can play it on turn 1 and just get in for 2 free damage. And even if you never play it out of the graveyard ever again, it's something that you can do on turn 1, which in modern Magic is really hard to play stuff on turn 1. So that's great. And like, it survives quite a few of the board wipes. Like, obviously it doesn't survive exile stuff, or there's a few other things but it can come back out of the graveyard for 2 life, and it's at least a symmetrical thing. Like, even if you're attacking with it every turn and it's going to the graveyard and you're having to play it out again for some reason, potentially like opponents losing 2 life, you're losing 2 life. And I used it a number of times as a sacrifice outlet, which is it's incredible for that. And yeah, I mean, it also triggers Void. Like, it's like, in this format, I feel like in Limited, it is a great card. Now, I don't think I would ever play more than perhaps 2 of them in a deck, but there you have it. It's also good for helping to enable this, the Sunstar Lightsmith. It is a cheap casting cost creature that whenever you cast your second spell each turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on this creature and draw a card. That's incredible. Again, 4 casting costs, but 3/3 for 4 is not that bad even on its own. And if you have a way to even trigger this twice, you're laughing. Another nice Void payoff, the Hymn of the Faller. Fantastic card. I mean, what needs to be said about that? I have no idea. So much has been said about it. And I got one of these guys, which is an amazing sacrifice mechanism. So sacrifice another creature or artifact, surveil 1. This is great for a number of things. I mean, if you're chumping, you can at least start surveilling and try to dig for something that will get you out of the situation you're in. If your opponent has a lifelink creature and you have this down on the board, you can block and then sacrifice so they can't gain life. Umbracaller Zealot is really good. And again, a 3/2 for 2. Fantastic. This Zealot, the Brightspear Zealot, I'm not super sold on. I mean, it is good for stationing because it's a vigilance creature, so you can attack with it and then station afterwards. That's great if you can trigger the double spell mechanic on it. But it's, you know, because the effect that it provides is somewhat ephemeral, I don't generally like it as much as, say, the Lightsmith, where you get a permanent +1/+1 counter and you draw a card. This card I am so up on now. The Embrace Oblivion in this format is fantastic, where you can sacrifice things like crazy. There's all sorts of stuff that can make multiple tokens. There are the Umbral Callers. There's so much stuff that just, you know, can trigger this thing. I mean, we've had these 1 mana sorcery, sacrifice a creature as an additional cost to playing this card things before, but I don't feel they've ever been as effective as in Edge of Eternities. In Edge of Eternities, there is like such a build around on the go wide and sacrifice mechanics that it really makes this a very, very viable card. This was the other spacecraft that I was playing, which I also feel is definitely worth the squeeze. It is 3 mana for 3/2, and when it enters, mill 3 cards, then return a creature or spacecraft card from your graveyard to your hand. And when you station it, it's a 3/2 flying lifelinker. It's great. Again, you don't have to sink a ton of mana into getting this down on the board. It's not something that's like 5, 6, 7 mana to just try to get it out. I'm really sold on the smaller casting cost spacecraft, and the reason is because oftentimes well, for one thing, like stationing doesn't tend to be as expensive. This one's pretty bad at 8, but the stuff that comes down pretty early, it's not like there's some enormous board state. Now, I mean, I know Wizards of the Coast designed spacecraft to get through like these locked up grindy games and try to reverse, but it just doesn't work like that, because if you've got 7 creatures out, opponent's got 7 creatures, you start tapping them, then opponent starts getting ways to get in. I mean, like, look at our last game there where the opponent decided to tap down my creature, and then I'm just attacking with everything next turn. So, yeah, like, I don't feel they work that well in locked up games. I feel they work really well if you can get them down very early before there is too much on the board that you end up getting enormously punished. Like, I've seen people play these really expensive, like, I mean, I wouldn't play this early and then necessarily start trying to crew it. I would maybe have like a mechanism for stationing it in my mind before I wanted to try to deal with that. Because against an aggressive deck, if you take a turn off to station a spacecraft like this, especially if you don't fully station it, opponent could get in for 4 or 6 damage. 4 or 6 damage is enormous. I mean, 4 damage is 20% of your life. 6 damage is 30% of your life. That's a third of your life in one turn. And I've had games where I've played out some pretty spicy creatures early on, and one of those is the Sunset Saboteur. I mean, if you take a turn off and Sunset Saboteur is on the other side of the board, you are getting run over. Like, there's no way. You cannot have Sunset Saboteur hit you 3 times and reverse that game. I mean, that's already 12 life. You're at 8 and it's turn 4. Trying to reverse that is brutal. Hull Carver is just a great little workhorse of a card. I'm really in love with that, and the fact you can play it on turn 1, the fact that it can block a 9/9 creature very effectively. It is a fantastic 0 effort workhorse of a card that also really makes it very easy to enable double spelling. Just amazing. Banishing Light, of course. I mean, every time Banishing Light comes back, I will be drafting those cards into my deck. That is an evergreen card that should always be played. Again, Focus Fires are great for double spelling if you play them against blocking creatures. Pulsar Squadron Ace was not particularly effective in terms of finding spacecraft, but a 3/2 or a 2/3, I mean, for 2 mana, there's no problem with that. Starfighter Pilot is just stupefyingly good, especially when you have outlets to be able to continue to tap it. Depressurize, ludicrously efficient removal. Hey, look, another Banishing Light, because that card is just way too good. And Emergency Eject. I had tons and tons of removal, and then because I've been playing this for a long time, all my lands are from Revised Edition. The bulk of my basic lands are 30 years old. So that's, yeah, people make fun of me for my crazy white border lands, but there you have it. Anyway, that's magic. So that was my deck from this event, and because I only lost 1 game, I think it was. I played 7 games. The first 2 rounds I went 2-0, and then one of those rounds I went 2-1 as well. So that deck definitely ran people over very, very quickly, which was what I was going for. So that's awesome. Okay, let's get these out of the way. And with the few minutes that are remaining, I really wanted to open another pack of Edge of Eternities cards. I love opening cards. Who doesn't love opening cards? It's like scratching a lottery ticket or whatever. Alrighty, let's see what we get in this pack. Can you hear the crinkling? All right, we got a robot token, which is not that interesting. And here we go. So it's our favorite little workhorse buddy, which is nice. Oh, I definitely need a better mechanism for this as well. Mental Modulation, fantastic blue card. That's something that I would definitely be playing in. Is it something I would be playing? Yes, it is. Lux Knight Breacher in limited, not good. I'm not even sure if it's good in constructed. Maybe if you can really, really go wide with some sort of crazy token generation deck and go off that way. Biosynthetic Burst is something that I feel like I poo-pooed early on, and lately I've been a little more hip to it. It's a pretty nice trick. Now, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's amazing or anything like that. Like, the fact that it does give trample can end out games. But yeah, I don't know. It's like it's a little bit like Snakeskin Veil, but probably a little bit stronger. But it is 2 mana, which does make it a little bit harder to cast. The Melded Moxite, great card. Yep. The fact that it makes a robot, it's good. It's an artifact that makes another artifact. Comic Crawler, definitely not sold on. Not in love with that card. The Torpedo is something that I would take in a limited deck. Not highly, but if I had no other removal, I mean, I feel like it's a good removal spell if you have maybe a spacecraft or something. I mean, the only issue is that the spacecraft has to be stationed because you have to attack with it. Survey Mechan is not something I've ever drafted. I know that other streamers do like it. The streamers I watch love this deck, but it has to be, or love this card, but it has to be in the right deck. And unless you're playing something with a lot of uniquely named lands, I think that's a fairly easy pass because the sacrifice effect on it is a little bit challenging. Specimen Freighter. That is, yeah, that's a good one. That's the one that bounces to target, non-spacecraft creatures. That is something that I would definitely play in a control deck. I mean, 6 mana to bounce 2 creatures is pretty good because, I mean, to bounce 1 creature is 4. Now, it's sorcery speed, so you can't really blow people out with it, but it's still good. I mean, yep. Eulogist, again, not something I'm really all that sold on. I mean, in the right deck, like with a lot of counters, probably, but not something I ever pick highly. Scout for Survivors is again something I've not picked highly in this format, but it is a good card and I've had it used against me. The fact that, you know, it provides +1/+1 counters, I think it would be much more effective if there were more 1-drops in the format, because if you could bring back 3 1/1 creatures or 3 1-drop creatures even and add a 1/1 counter on all of them, that's worth 3 mana, no doubt, like absolutely no doubt. But if you have to bring back a 2-drop and you don't have any 1-drops, it becomes less worthwhile, I will say. So again, in the right deck, okay. I think we all know what's next. I don't know. People don't like Frenzied Baloth. I'm really hip to this card. I love it. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think Frenzied Baloth is a fantastic card. I wouldn't, you know, say it's the greatest card in the world, but it is something that I would potentially first pick depending on what else was in the pack. I would rate this quite highly. The fact that it has trample and haste is amazing. Now, in limited, the fact that it can't be countered and that, you know, creature spells you control can't be countered, combat damage can't be prevented, those things aren't that valuable in this format. I don't feel like they're, you know, they're situational, but they're not stuff that's going to come up a whole ton. So I can see why people would be down on it. But like 2 mana for a 3/2, especially in green, where getting green mana becomes pretty easy. I've had this come out and run over opponent because they don't expect there to be a haste creature in green. It's kind of in the same way that our good friend Mr. Godmaw just like completely blows people out, because it's like, and take 14 damage literally out of nowhere. I've been absolutely wrecked by Godmaw. So, and nice, a foil Star Breach Whale. That's lovely. I do like me a Star Breach Whale. That's a absolutely fantastic card. If you can warp that in on turn 2 to smooth out your draws, then you're looking good. And then a Plains, which is, you know, pretty plain. And for me, for this evening, that's it. I've got nothing left to show you. I've got nothing left to give you, but I do appreciate you coming, hang out, watching my stream today. This has been a great draft. I mean, we've got 2 more wins to go. I foresee this going at least 6 or 7 wins. I'm pretty sure that I can get at least 1 more win out of this deck before I get 2 more losses. It has been a great deck. I cannot complain about it at all. And I mean, let's head back to the gaming screen. What do we really have in this deck? We've got Haliya, who did work that last game, like absolutely did work. My goodness, Haliya was superstar MVP. What did she gain us? Like 20 life, something like that. That was stupefying, which meant opponent couldn't pressure us at all in that game. So I really have to give props to Haliya. In my first in-person sealed, I got a Haliya and ran roughshod over my opponents with it, because to gain 3 life in white is so easy. Like, I had a couple of flight deck coordinators in that deck before I realized they're not that great, and I didn't have any other way to tap them other than attacking in that deck. But like, Radiant Strike is just stupefying with Haliya. That's absolutely fantastic. The Night Luminaries are fantastic with warping Haliya in, as we saw that game. And I mean, what did we get? Probably 3-4 cards off of Haliya. That, for a 3 casting cost card, is absolutely amazing. Yeah, so, and the Godmaw did some serious work. Use social engineering has been okay, but, you know, not fantastic. The Sea Ship Agrarian is a game, it's the Saz's Chocobo of this set that starts out at 3/3 instead of a 0/1, and kind of continues to self-replicate, because if you can continue to tap this creature, then it creates lander tokens, which then become land, and those lands become 1/1 counters, and the cycle goes on and on. I've been blown out by Sea Ship Agrarian just getting out of control, and it snowballs really quickly. Now, we have not been able to do that, but I mean, the fact that it grows and grows and grows, it gets you artifact tokens, that would be good for like artifact synergies, and the fact that it thins out your deck. Fantastic card. Like, to me, that's another MVP. And the Hemosymbic Might has also done quite a bit of work. Like, that thing, even though we have not been able to get like counters on it and make it like a truly amazing creature, unfortunately this deck doesn't have a whole lot of that ability in it. But like, I mean, if we had a Gene Morph Imago that could turn this into a 6/6 and then this thing attacks, now something else is getting +6/+6. That really, yeah, that combo is absolutely bonkers. Oh yes, and of course Sammy's Curiosity works really well with Haliya. There is, yeah. I mean, to make matters worse, in the physical draft I did, I got the showcase art of Haliya. So now in my mind, like, she's just awesome because it's really the first awesome thing that I got out of this set. Even though, you know, she doesn't win the game on her own, but in the right deck, she can take off and just start sailing. So, you know, in as much as I really wanted to play like this Elegy Acolyte, so it's got lifelink. It's a 4/4/4 mana with lifelink. Whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and lose 1 life. At the beginning of your end step, non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn, or a spell was warped, create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. That's crazy. That enables almost all of the synergies in this format. Like, it's got the artifact stuff in it. It's got the like, I mean, it's drawing cards. It's got a life gain thing like this plus Haliya. If you can attack with this every turn, gain 4 life, insane. I mean, I wish we could have got the Servandum that also has lifelink for this, for, you know, if we had gone like white black or something like that. But I can't complain. This has been a great deck. All right, so that's it for this week. I will be back on Monday on both Twitch and YouTube. Please, if you enjoy what I do, drop me a like, drop me a follow. I'm trying to get to 10 follows on Twitch so that I can move up in the next bracket and then start generating some fun stuff on my channel, things that people can kind of play around with. But growth is challenging. It takes time, and we're here for the long haul. I mean, this set is definitely fun, so I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. And I hope that you don't as well. I hope you enjoyed this video and this draft. We've only got 2 hours, so we weren't able to finish it out, but I will let everyone know how it went. And until next time, this has been Mint Alpha Lotus telling you all, keep it mint.